Most truck buyers think they're making a safe investment. But what if I told you that certain pickup trucks on the market right now will lose half their value in just 2 years? Trucks that look bulletproof at the dealership, but turn into financial black holes the moment you drive off the lot. In this video, we've got the 10 trucks that will crash hardest in value between now and 2026, ranked from bad to absolutely catastrophic. And trust me, some of these choices will shock you, especially number 1. From transmission nightmares that cost $4 grand to fix, to electric trucks hemorrhaging value faster than any vehicle in history, these machines are riddled with defects that dealers won't tell you about. And here's the kicker. Number 1 on this list was officially rated the least reliable vehicle you can buy in America. Stick with me to the end, because this isn't just a ranking. It's a financial survival guide. Miss this, and you could be stuck with a truck that loses $20,000 in value before you've even made your 10th payment. Number 10. Over-optioned niche off-road and appearance trims. This category covers every brand: Ford, Chevy, Ram, Toyota, GMC. We're talking about trucks loaded with specialized appearance packages, factory lift kits, unique graphics, and off-road equipment that inflates the sticker price by $15,000 to $20,000. The appeal is obvious. You walk into a dealership and see a truck that looks ready to conquer the Baja 1000. Aggressive stance, unique wheels, factory-installed equipment that would normally require aftermarket work. The dealer tells you it's exclusive, limited production, a collector's item. Here's the problem. The used truck market doesn't care about your personalized factory options. When a truck hits the used market, buyers are looking for utility, reliability, and essential features. They're not willing to pay a premium for factory customization that they didn't choose themselves. A buyer shopping for an $85,000 truck with all the appearance upgrades will only pay what a $65,000 base model is worth. That $20,000 difference? Pure depreciation. It evaporates the second you become the second owner. Number 9. Ram 2500 and 3500, HD models from 2022 to 2024. Heavy-duty trucks are supposed to retain value better than half-ton models. The logic makes sense. Commercial buyers need these trucks for serious work, creating steady demand. Higher initial prices should protect against percentage-based depreciation. The 2022 through 2024 Ram HD trucks are breaking that rule. The 2023 Ram 2500 loses 34% of its value in just 2 years. 5-year depreciation is projected at 35%. The culprit is technology. These trucks are equipped with the Uconnect 5 infotainment system, which is currently the subject of a proposed class action lawsuit covering Ram models from this period. The defect causes the massive center screen to freeze, go black, glitch, or randomly reboot. This isn't just an inconvenience. The Uconnect system controls critical safety features, navigation, and vehicle settings. When it fails, you lose access to backup cameras, climate controls, and in some cases, engine performance data. For a buyer spending $60,000 to $80,000 on a work truck, reliability is everything. The HD market expects maximum uptime and minimal shop visits. When a non-mechanical system, something that should be simple, becomes a chronic failure point, it destroys buyer confidence. Number 8. GMC Sierra 1500 from 2015 to 2019 with 8-speed transmission. The GMC Sierra shares everything mechanically with the Chevrolet Silverado, but commands a higher price due to premium branding and upgraded interior materials. That price premium becomes a liability when both trucks share the same catastrophic defect. The 8-speed automatic transmission used in these Sierra models, specifically the Hydra-Matic 8L45 and 8L90, suffers from chronic failures that GM has never fully resolved. Owners report slipping, bucking, jerking, delayed downshifts, and sudden unintended acceleration. The signature symptom is called the GM shudder, a violent vibration that affects the entire truck. The safety implications are severe. When a transmission randomly delays a downshift or causes unexpected acceleration, the driver loses predictable control over speed. This creates dangerous situations in traffic, during highway merging, and when towing heavy loads. The problem was widespread enough to generate a class action lawsuit covering approximately 800,000 GM vehicles. Although the lawsuit was eventually decertified on technical grounds, the mechanical defect remains real and highly visible in the used market. What makes the Sierra's situation worse than the Silverado's is the price gap. When new, a comparably equipped Sierra costs $3,000 to $5,000 more than a Silverado, buyers pay extra for the GMC badge, nicer interior trim, and the perception of a premium product. Number 7. Chevrolet Silverado 1500 from 2015 to 2019 with 8-speed transmission. The Silverado earned its spot on this list for the same transmission nightmare as the Sierra, but the volume makes it worse. Chevrolet produces far more Silverados than GMC produces Sierras, flooding the used market with trucks carrying this defect. The 8-speed transmission issues manifest in multiple ways. Some trucks experience the problem immediately. Others run fine for 30 or 40,000 miles before symptoms appear. This randomness makes it impossible for used buyers to identify safe examples. The core mechanical issue involves internal fluid leakage within the transmission. This causes clutch packs to slip, generates heat, and leads to premature wear. GM issued technical service bulletins and implemented several recall fixes, but independent transmission specialists report that these solutions are cosmetic. They modify separator plates and update software without addressing the root cause of internal leakage. This means that even trucks that received official GM repairs can still develop the shudder and failure symptoms later. The fix doesn't eliminate the risk, it just delays it. For Silverado owners, the financial exposure is immediate and severe. A transmission rebuild or replacement costs $4,000 to $6,000 at a dealership. Even aftermarket solutions run $3,000 minimum. When this expense hits just after the powertrain warranty expires at 60,000 miles, it wipes out any remaining equity in the truck. Number 6. Ram 1500 from 2019 to 2024 with factory air suspension. Ram's optional air suspension system is marketed as a luxury feature that improves ride quality and provides adjustable ground clearance. In practice, it's a financial time bomb that detonates right around the 60,000-mile mark. The air suspension system uses electronically controlled air springs at all 4 corners, managed by a compressor, height sensors, and sophisticated control modules. When everything works correctly, the system delivers excellent ride comfort. The problem is that everything rarely works correctly. Common failures include air leaks at the springs, compressors that run constantly or fail completely, height sensors that give false readings, and control module glitches. The most dangerous symptom is the nosedive effect, where the front of the truck suddenly drops several inches during braking, dramatically changing the vehicle's handling characteristics. The maintenance requirements alone are burdensome. Ram specifies that the air suspension system needs inspection and air filter replacement every 7,500 to 10,000 miles. Most owners don't follow this schedule because they're unaware of it or because their local shop isn't equipped to service the system properly. The financial impact of failure is devastating. Replacing a single active air spring costs between $10.98 and $11.61 per corner. Since air suspension failures are often systemic, if one corner fails, the others are likely close behind. Owners can face bills exceeding $4,000 to replace multiple air springs. The only permanent solution is converting the entire system to conventional coil springs. This aftermarket conversion eliminates the chronic failure points, but costs between $1,500 and $2,500 depending on components used. If you're seeing the pattern here, where complexity equals catastrophic depreciation, make sure you're subscribed because we're about to get into trucks with even worse problems. Number 5. Ram 1500 Classic from 2021 and newer. The Ram 1500 Classic represents a unique category of depreciation disaster. This isn't a defective truck in the traditional sense. It's a deliberate marketing strategy that guarantees financial loss for anyone who buys one new. The Classic is the previous generation Ram 1500 platform kept in production alongside the current DT generation. Ram 1500 Ram markets it as a budget-friendly alternative for fleet buyers and price-conscious consumers who don't need the latest technology. This strategy creates what's called double-dip depreciation. First, the Classic is aggressively discounted when new because Ram explicitly positions it as the older, cheaper option. Buyers receive substantial rebates and incentives, which immediately establishes a low market value baseline. Second, the Classic's outdated design and interior make it unattractive to used buyers who are comparing it to the modern Ram 1500. The current generation Ram is praised for having the best interior in the segment, a luxurious cabin with high-quality materials, advanced technology, and car-like refinement. The Classic has none of these features. When a used buyer is shopping, they see two Ram 1500 trucks from the same year. One has a dated interior with basic controls and minimal technology. The other has a 12-inch touchscreen, premium materials, and modern driver assistance features. Both trucks have similar mileage and condition, but the Classic must be priced dramatically lower to generate any interest. Number 4. Nissan Titan, all model years, especially 2020 and newer. And the Nissan Titan holds the distinction of being the full-size pickup truck with the most consistent structural depreciation problem. This isn't about a specific defect or model year. It's about fundamental market rejection. The Titan loses, on average, 48.1% of its original value after 5 years. For a truck with an average transaction price of $46,660, that equals a financial loss of $22,459. The depreciation isn't caused by reliability problems. The Titan's mechanical reputation is actually decent. It doesn't suffer from the transmission nightmares of GM trucks or the air suspension failures of Ram trucks. The problem is market positioning and brand perception. The full-size pickup segment is dominated by the American Big Three, Ford, Chevrolet, and Ram. These manufacturers have decades of brand loyalty, massive dealer networks, extensive parts availability, and deep integration with commercial and fleet buyers. Pickup buyers tend to stick with what they know, what their grandfather drove, what their local contractor supply company services. Nissan doesn't have any of this infrastructure. The Titan exists in a market where brand loyalty and trust are everything. And Nissan has neither. Commercial buyers won't risk their business on a truck with uncertain parts availability and lower service network coverage. Individual buyers see the Titan as a risk because they're worried about resale value and long-term support. The Titan also suffers from limited configuration options. While Ford offers the F-150 in dozens of trim levels and configurations, and Ram provides extensive customization through its Ram box system and interior options, the Titan's lineup is relatively sparse. This limits its appeal to different buyer segments and prevents it from capturing market share. The platform itself is aging. While competitors have introduced new generations with updated powertrains and technology, the Titan's core architecture has remained largely unchanged. This makes it feel dated compared to rivals, even when new. Number 3. Toyota Tundra with I-Force engine, non-hybrid, from 2022 to 2024. This entry represents the most shocking depreciation risk on the entire list because it threatens to destroy Toyota's decades-long reputation for bulletproof reliability and exceptional resale value. Toyota has historically dominated the pickup truck value retention conversation. The Tundra has been expected to depreciate only 26% after 5 years, placing it among the top vehicles in any category for holding value. This reputation was built on one simple promise: the truck will run forever without major problems. The third-generation Tundra, introduced in 2022, breaks that promise in spectacular fashion. Toyota replaced the legendary V8 engine with a new 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 called the I-Force engine. The non-hybrid version of this engine has been linked to catastrophic failures involving premature engine death. The core defect involves lubrication issues and debris contamination during manufacturing, leading to spun main bearings and complete engine destruction. Owners report symptoms including severe engine knocking, rough running, failure to start, and engine stalling while driving, some on highways at speed. Toyota issued recalls covering specific 2022 and 2023 model years to address the manufacturing defect. The company claims it implemented new cleaning processes in late 2022 to prevent contamination and states that the hybrid iForce Max variant is not affected. But the damage to consumer confidence is irreversible. The financial risk isn't just the immediate repair cost. Engine replacement on a modern truck can exceed $15,000. The existential threat is what this defect does to Toyota's resale value advantage. Used truck buyers have always been willing to pay a premium for Toyota products because they expect that truck to deliver 300,000 miles without major issues. When a Toyota truck starts eating engines at 30,000 miles, that entire value proposition collapses. Used buyers now face uncertainty. Is this 2023 Tundra one of the affected units? Did the recall fix actually solve the problem? Will Toyota stand behind the repair if the engine fails at 80,000 miles just outside the warranty? How do you verify that a used Tundra received proper dealer service and recall completion? Number 2. Ford F-150 Lightning from 2022 to 2023. The F-150 Lightning represents the most extreme depreciation crash in modern pickup truck history. This is the benchmark case study for what happens when electric vehicle economics collide with traditional truck values. The Lightning loses approximately 50% of its MSRP after just 2 years. A 2023 model with a base MSRP of $49,995 has a current estimated resale value between $26,000 and $32,000. That's a value loss of $18,000 to $24,000 in 24 months. For context, that's worse depreciation than luxury sports cars, worse than high-end European sedans, worse than any internal combustion truck on the market. The collapse is driven by multiple overlapping factors. First, massive market saturation. Large numbers of leased Lightnings are returning to the market simultaneously. Fleet operators like Hertz dump their electric vehicle inventory at a loss after discovering the operational challenges of managing EV fleets. This flooded the used market with inventory at the exact moment when demand was weakening. Second, aggressive price competition from Tesla and other EV manufacturers created a race to the bottom. When new electric trucks see substantial price cuts, the entire used EV market must adjust downward to remain competitive. Third and most damaging is the technology obsolescence penalty that applies uniquely to electric vehicles. Unlike a gasoline truck whose core functionality remains stable, an EV's value is directly tied to battery performance, charging speed, and maximum range. Used EV buyers assume that any pre-owned electric vehicle has suffered battery degradation. Even if the truck still shows 260 miles of range, buyers discount the price based on the fear that degradation will accelerate and that battery replacement costs will eventually exceed the vehicle's value. For a truck, where range is critical for hauling and towing, any perception of reduced capability is devastating. A gasoline F-150 with 100,000 miles still tows the same load, the same distance. A Lightning with battery degradation might lose 20 to 30% of its towing range, making it unusable for many buyers' needs. Number 1. Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid from 2021 to 2023. And here's number 1, the truck that Consumer Reports officially designated as the least reliable vehicle you can buy in America. The F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid received a reliability score of 4 out of a possible 100. Consumer Reports predicted reliability score of 1 out of 5. Those aren't typos. 4 out of 100. That's the worst score ever assigned to any vehicle in their testing. The PowerBoost combines a twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter V6 engine with an electric motor, a high-voltage lithium-ion battery pack, a sophisticated 10-speed automatic transmission, and Ford's innovative ProPower onboard generator system. On paper, it's an engineering achievement. combining respectable fuel economy with the ability to power construction sites through the truck's built-in generator. In practice, it's a rolling catastrophe of integrated system failures. The 2021 model exhibited its worst scores in transmission major, drive system, body integrity, and power equipment. The 2022 model suffered from climate system failures, brake problems, and in-car electronics malfunctions. The 2023 model continued the trend with similar issues across critical systems. Owners report electrical problems, including faulty ignition coils, axle bolts failing, and gear shift communication errors. Federal Safety Recall 22 V18-8000 specifically addressed a powertrain control module software fault that could cause the transmission to unexpectedly shift into neutral while driving, a catastrophic safety hazard. The complexity multiplier is the core problem. While the standard F-150 with a conventional engine has relatively average ownership costs, around $788 per year, the PowerBoost's sophisticated hybrid system turns every failure into a multi-thousand-dollar event. The greatest financial threat is the high-voltage battery. If this component fails outside of Ford's 8-year, 100,000-mile warranty, replacement costs average between $3,400 and $3,750. That's just for the battery. If the failure damaged other components in the hybrid system, the electric motor, the power electronics, the generator system, the repair bill can easily exceed $10,000. The 10-speed automatic transmission is another high-cost failure point. This transmission has been problematic across multiple Ford applications, but the hybrid powertrain integration makes diagnosis and repair exponentially more complex and expensive. When Consumer Reports assigns a score that low, it means that owners experience problems at rates far exceeding normal expectations. These aren't isolated incidents. They're systematic failures affecting a high percentage of vehicles. Now you know which trucks to avoid, but what about trucks that actually hold their value? Check out our video on 15 trucks that will outlive their owners in 2026, where we cover the most reliable, longest-lasting pickups you can buy right now.